it's Nini, and I'm going to recommend some anime and manga that I think are very beginner friendly if you have never watched anime before, if you never read a manga before, and you're seeing it everywhere now and you're like, I actually might be into this. These titles are for you. I'm going to be recommending a lot of shoujo stuff, which is a genre or category, more so category, I believe, of manga that is geared towards young girls, or think of like teen. The first one being one that is a beautiful story in both manga form and its anime adaptation, and that is Blue Spring Ride. It's beautiful. This is a seemingly typical teen love story following a teen girl who isn't the most popular girl, who doesn't have a ton of guys lining up to ask her out and stuff like that, and that's on purpose. She struggled with befriending female classmates in middle school because of how feminine she was, because of how soft-spoken and timid. The girls felt threatened by her because a lot of guys liked her, and she didn't want her high school life to be like that too. So our girl Futaba decides to change her demeanor in high school. She becomes a bit more casual, a bit more approachable, for both, I think, the boys and the girls. And approachable meaning like she doesn't wear makeup, she doesn't really like brush her hair, stuff like that. She's not overtly like taking care of herself in a way where it might make other girls wary of her. Like, she's not trying to get guys' attention. And by doing that, she's able to get some girlfriends. So we start the story off with her like that. And then while she's just in the halls and stuff, she sees a familiar face. And this guy looks a lot like her crush from middle school. The one guy she had a crush on, despite many guys being interested in her because she just didn't like boys. But there's something different about this guy named Ko. And if you read it, you'll know why. But they weren't able to stay connected for very long. She sees him and she's like, is this who I think it is? But he's completely different. His personality is so different. He does not seem like the boy that she fell for. And now she wants to know why. So she tries to befriend him again and understand him and try to figure out what happened, why he moved, and why he is so different. It's a story that focuses on friendship. It has a lot of heart in it. There are a lot of friendships too, and it's very sweet. I think I would start with the anime if this type of story sounds good to you, because the music is so good. Opening, the insert OST, the ending, everything, the music production, the colors the anime uses, the way things are drawn. That adaptation is amazing. It's beautiful. It was on Hulu. Don't know if it still is, but I'm sure you can find it on Crunchyroll or like Funimation. Truly one of the most visually pleasing school life shoujo manga I've ever watched. So you should check that out if that sounds like it's up your alley. If you like your stories with a touch of sci-fi or fantasy, just a touch, you can check out Orange. Orange is a story that follows a girl who gets a letter from future her, telling her to do things differently when she gets a new transfer student in the class, because the goal is to prevent the student from committing suicide. And we have a lot of time travel. We have a lot of discussions on mental health, and we have a lot of characters who really care about each other. Even though there is a romance in it, I feel like the story is much more focused on the friendships and the power of friendships, the power of connection, and it's beautifully done. If you want a school life story with a sci-fi element, with beautiful art and really likable characters who are a little messy and complex, you should definitely check out Orange, and you should actually read the manga instead of watching the anime. The anime is not bad. It's just the art in the anime doesn't add a ton to the experience. In fact, I think the art in the manga is superior. It's consistent, and there are 2 volumes where they combine a lot of chapters. It's the omnibus, if that's how you say it, and it's great. It will make you emotional. I haven't read it in a couple years, but just thinking about the feelings I felt while reading it, it takes me back, and I really enjoyed it, so check it out. The third one that I would like to recommend to you all is another school life, romance heavy, friendship heavy story, and that's Kimi Todoke, or Reaching You? Kimi ni Todoke. Okay, I don't know the English title, but Kimi ni Todoke is about a girl who looks scary. She's really quiet. She has very long hair and has the front bangs, like solid front bangs, and her demeanor and her styling is very reminiscent of Sadako, who is in, I think that she's in The Ring, and her name is Sawako. So their names are really similar, and people will call her Sadako because they don't know her and she looks like that and they think it's funny, and she isn't like that. And she's in high school and she wants to make friends and make connections. Wait, is the English title From Me to You? It might be. Sawako wants to make friends. She has someone she looks up to. He's our main guy. I don't remember his name. They'll just be on the screen. He is Mr. Popular and a good guy, like a genuinely nice guy. He makes sure everyone feels welcome in the class. He makes sure he acknowledges everyone. So Sawako really looks up to him as a person who can talk to so many people and who can build these relationships, and they end up becoming friends. And she tries really hard to be someone that can be approachable. She tries really hard to make friendships and find love as well. And the love story unfolds really naturally. The friends that she makes, they're amazing. They're amazing friends. And they have wonderful side stories that really add to this high school story. And you have different personalities to work with. It's great because you have your quiet female character with a very charming, sweet, kind-hearted male character who just wants the best for her, and looks out for her. The anime is on Netflix right now, at least for the US, and I think both are really good, but the manga shows their whole journey, whereas the anime only has 2 seasons, so you don't get the full story, and I think you see more growth in the manga. So I would go with the manga route. There's like 20 of them and it's really fun, and I think anyone can enjoy these. The music is also really good in the anime though, but start with the manga first to get the whole arc and all the stories, and you get that ending, and then go to the manga to relive it with color and music. It's great. Watch Kimi ni Todoke. The next one, the 4th one I want to mention, is called Koukou Debut, or High School Debut. And I don't know if there's an anime of this. I only read the manga, and I believe all volumes are translated to English. It follows a girl who wants to fall in love in high school. Kind of a trend in shoujo, at least the one I'm recommending. Lots of high school, lots of love, romance, but different ways of approaching it. And our main character in this one, she is approaching it by changing her look, trying to up her fashion game to catch the eye of whoever in high school, in order to have a high school romance and to enjoy her youth, because she was a softball player in middle school. So she was an athlete. She was always in the sun. She's really strong. She's really athletic and has that type of build. and she doesn't know how to dress herself. She's visually drawn to very girly things, which doesn't fit her aesthetic necessarily in her visuals. So she looks kind of funky, and people don't approach her, but she really wants to be approached. So she asks this older guy at school who's really, really popular, but he doesn't seem interested in getting to know other people. He ends up helping her and giving her fashion tips and a makeover. And I really like this because they start off as friends, pretty good friends, really supportive of each other. And then again, naturally, a romance blooms. They're really good at communicating. This is not one of the stories where they get together and then like shit hits the fan because of miscommunication, especially when you have teen characters. They're really, really good at communicating. It feels very natural. It feels very wholesome. And the art is lovely as well. This one I think is a bit more comedic than Kimi and Todoke and also like Orange. So if you want something lighter and on the funnier side, check out High School Debut. Next one is extra funny. I love this one. This is truly a rom-com and not just a drama romance like some of the ones I recommended earlier. Lovely Complex or Love-Com is so freaking cute and so funny. I haven't read the entire manga series because it's hard for me to access all the volumes, but the anime, amazing. If you watch shoujo but you haven't watched the older stuff and you have not gotten to this series, you're missing out. Really Complex follows Otani, who is a short guy. He is truly a short king. He is funny. He is kind. He is athletic, and he's on the short side, especially like for his age, and even like on average to all of the other guys in his class in high school. He has this banter and dynamic with Koizumi, who is a very tall girl. She's the tallest in her class, and she is like model-esque, tall and all that stuff. They're constantly like bickering with each other, and they are known as like the class comedic duo. And because they're constantly paired together, and because Koizumi is looked at as not a real love interest, she's just the funny girl, the tall girl, the one who's not approachable because she's taller than most of the guys around her. She doesn't want to be paired with him all the time. They both want to find love, and they have these people in sight who fit their who fit their ideal match, ideal partner, stuff like that. And they try to help each other out. Doesn't work out though. In the end, they help the other people out instead of themselves. So you see them hang out a lot. You see them slowly get interested in each other. And they're so funny. Their interactions are truly hilarious. I always laugh out loud whenever you watch this. The pacing might feel a bit on the slower side because this was created in early 2000s, and it really gives you the time to get to know these characters and not rush the story. So just be patient with it. And the art is great, but it's older, so it's a bit on the flatter side, and the animation is a bit more stiff, not as fluid as some of the newer stuff, but it's a great watch. If you like stuff like Ouran High School Host Club, it has that same kind of tone where it's really silly and then like some serious themes as well. So just check it out. I think it's one that everyone would enjoy. My last recommendation for you all is one that is very special to me because I think it was one of the first series I fully read and fully got into the fandom when I was in middle school, and that is called Gakuen Alice. It has an anime adaptation, but it doesn't get the whole story, and this story is good. We have an academy. Think like X-Men. We have an academy for people with special abilities. Our main girl, Mikan, doesn't have that, but her friend does. And now her friend from her small town is going to go to the city and leave her and be around all these cool people. And Mikan doesn't want that. She wants to be with her friend. So she ends up making like a scene in front of the academy to try to find her friend. Oh, I don't remember her friend's name. These are also like kids. I think they're 10 or 12. But she's just making a whole big fuss to try to get in and be like, where's my friend? And a teacher sees her and he thinks she might have a gift too. So she ends up joining. She ends up making some friends and some enemies. One of the very first enemies is this boy who can, I think, create fire, if I remember correctly. And they don't want to get along. They have this rivalry, this weird relationship with each other, and he doesn't think she should be there, stuff like that. You have an academic setting. You have children with unique gifts. And then you have this darker storyline of, I believe, the government or some other higher up trying to steal these powers. And there's like a subdivision, a subgroup of adults with these powers who are trying to protect these kids, but they're not from the academy, but they kind of are. And Mikan is also an orphan. I think her grandpa raised her, something like that, so she doesn't know her parents. And as she spends more time in the academy, she realizes she does have a power. Her parents might have gone to the academy, and many overlaps happen and unfold, and connections are there, and a really big battle ensues, and it's amazing. I don't remember the details, but it's truly one of the best stories that I read back then, that I did read back then. I loved it. The way the characters are connected was probably my favorite thing. So if you really like K-dramas, where, you know, every little moment is actually connected to this bigger thing, you're going to love this story. And you're gonna have to read the manga. You're gonna have to do that because the anime is too short, does not include everything. And you're going to just go on an adventure with these kids with powers who are trying to protect themselves, their friends, and unfold some secrets. Please read it. I need more people to talk about it with. I hope you give one a shot. And if you have any top recommendations you would give to someone who is new to watching anime and manga, please leave them in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.